Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about the 5 key pieces that could start your collection if you were starting from scratch. I get a lot of questions about my recommendations for a first designer handbag or luxury piece, so I thought this video might be helpful. I cover 5 categories just to have a little bit of variety rather than me just talking about 5 shoulder bags or work totes, for example. I did also want to mention price. These are all luxury items by default, so I didn't limit myself in terms of cost when choosing the items, but at the same time I was very mindful that if it's your first luxury bag, you're probably not going to drop £4,000 on a Chanel Jumbo, for example. So I was mindful, but above all, the thing that I kept in mind most was value for money and whether these pieces were worthy of being part of a very edited, curated collection. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and find it helpful, and I'm going to get stuck right in with the first piece. Starting off with wallets first, and my pick is the Louis Vuitton ZCP coin purse. This is in the empreinte leather in the colour Dahlia, and I just love this little wallet. It's very, very functional. It just opens up with a zip. And this is what the inside looks like. You have 3 card slots on either side, and you can double up if necessary on the back ones. And you also have space for cash, cards if you want to, and coins as well in the middle slot. So I really like this, and it's become such a firm favourite because it's very versatile. So this fits in every single one of my smaller bags, which is why I love it. I also sometimes just use it in my large bags just because I enjoy it as a wallet. So this is a really good choice. I think these run about £350, I want to say. You can get the canvas ones as well, and they are a bit cheaper, so they're about £250, I believe. So it depends whether you want to go for the leather or the canvas. Both are very durable in my opinion. The canvas is pretty much indestructible, but the leather has also proven to be very carefree and fuss free. So I really like this for the pop of colour, and they are quite expensive, so for a small wallet, you know, £350 is a lot of money, but at the same time I just think it's very classic. I love the colour and it's just so fuss and carefree. That said, I know that small wallets aren't everyone's cup of tea, and if you never use small bags or you don't use a wallet when you use small bags, then and you want to go for a long wallet, then I do recommend the Emilie wallet, which I absolutely love. I only got this quite recently, but I've fallen pretty much head over heels in love with it. So it just opens up like so. It's what I'm using at the moment. So you have the 4 card slots there, you have a coin section right here. You also have cash and a space for receipts and all that kind of stuff here, and then you have a space for cards in the back as well. And I would say that this isn't the most super sturdy or well structured of wallets. I do think it feels a lot flimsier than some of Louis Vuitton's more expensive ones. So this costs £275, but at the same time I think it's still a very solid wallet. I like the fact that it's canvas, so it's very durable. I love the pretty pink lining. I think it's really, really lovely, and also I just love the design of it. So I love the amount of card slots. I love it's very easy to access, it's very quick, and it's just a very, very cleverly designed wallet, I think. So I really, really like this. It does cost less than some of Louis Vuitton's other wallets, and that is reflected, but at the same time, if you're just starting off, then I think this is a great option. You know, it's not going to completely break the bank at £275, but it's still a very luxurious, very clever and very neat option. The next category is everyday bags. I do have 3 to show you, which is kind of cheating, but I wanted to cover a few different lifestyles and budgets just because I know not everyone has the same life. So the first pick is the Louis Vuitton MM, and I really like this. I did just do a comparison video between the MM and the GM size, and I actually picked the GM size in that video as the one I would go with if I could only have one, but that was purely because I like to use it for travel. If you're only looking for an everyday bag, then I think this is a great choice, and it also looks a lot neater than the GM, which can look a little bit oversized and a bit floppy with age, whereas this I think is still, you know, small enough and neat enough to look not out of place, you know, going to a business meeting or something like that. So I absolutely love it. Mine is in the Damier Azur with the Rose Ballerine lining, and also with the newer ones you do get the pouch as well, which is added value for money, although arguably you do pay for it. So these have just gone up in price in the UK, so I think this one now costs £790, which is a lot of money. I think when I bought my GM it was only around the £500 mark, but even so I would still recommend this bag. I absolutely love the Neverfull. It's no secret that I adore this bag, and it's just a very, very carefree, fuss-free bag that will see you through just so many different occasions and days, and I just think it's really, really great. So that would be my first choice. However, I also wanted to mention the Tory Burch Tote, which I also have here. So if you don't want to spend that much on a tote bag but you still kind of want the look and feel, then I think this is a great option. As I said, this is by Tory Burch, as you can see by the little sign there. Mine is in the colour Blue Cloud, or maybe it's just Cloud, I'm not really sure, but I absolutely love it. It's all leather, so it's probably actually better value for money than the Louis Vuitton tote. This is, I think, around half the price, so I think this was £375. I will link all the information down below, and it's just a really lovely bag. You know, it's very simple, it's very neat, and they're pretty much the same size. I believe the Neverfull MM is a tiny bit higher, yeah, than the Perry tote, but they're very similar in size, you know. And I just think the Perry tote is a really lovely choice. It's not as flashy as the Louis Vuitton tote as well, so if you're not really into monogram, then this is a great choice. It's very spacious as well. It has 2 great pockets, which is just so useful, and this is just a really lovely bag, really nice quality. I think it's fantastic value for money, and I've just completely been loving using this. So this is a really great choice if you love the tote style and don't want to shell out for the Neverfull. And now my third choice for this category is the Gucci Soho. I wanted to include a smaller bag just because I know that not everyone wants or needs a big open style tote, and so in terms of smaller kind of errand running bags, I think this is perfect. I really don't think you can do much better for this, certainly at this price point. So this retails, I think, for £650 now, which they have gone up a bit in price, but I still think more than worth the money. I love little details like the tassel. I've kind of documented my love for this bag quite a few times on my channel, but it's so great. I think it's very classic style. They don't date. They're very popular, and for good reason. They're just very easygoing and carefree. You can fit an absolute ton in here, and so it just opens up like so, and there's just so much room. I will link the video where I kind of do a review on this bag, but it's seriously just amazing. You can really pack it full, and when you wear it, it's just so comfortable to use and to wear. It never really feels heavy, and I just love it. I think it looks very chic, very classic, and especially if you get it in a kind of neutral colour, it can really go with anything. So I absolutely love my Gucci Soho, and I think it's a great choice for an everyday bag. My next category is shoes, and I wasn't initially going to include a category of shoes in general, just because I think some of the designer shoes don't necessarily make a very good first designer purchase. I think that a lot of designer shoes are very overpriced, and also essentially they go on the floor. So certainly if I was building up my collection from scratch, I wouldn't want to put all my money into something that's going to get dirty on the floor. That said, I did think about these, and I wanted to include these because I think they do represent great value for money, and I personally wouldn't be without mine at all. So the ones I'm including are these LK Bennett pumps. So this is in the style Floret, I believe. I own these in 2 colours, so this is the light grey, and I also have them in the black. These are very similar in style to other more high-end designer shoes, so I think Manolo Blahnik does quite a similar pair, Christian Louboutin does a very similar pair, and I just love these because they're so comfortable, so classic, and so chic. So I do consider these designer. They cost about £175, I believe, so they're definitely not cheap, but they're just so well made and so worth the money. You can also occasionally get a discount, so sometimes they'll do a discount code with Grazia for 25% off, and they're even more worth the money then, obviously. So I just love these. They are what I wear for work pretty much every day, but I also wear them casually as well, so I really get my money's worth out of them. It's a very classic shape, so the heel height is perfect. I think these are about 3 inches, so they're high enough to give you a bit of a boost, but at the same time they're not so high that they're going to cripple you and you're not going to be able to walk in them. So I actually love these. They're very flattering, so it's a perfect kind of cut here, pointed, and just they're very elegant and chic. So I absolutely love these, and if you were looking at a kind of classic shoes, then I would highly recommend checking out LK Bennett. I don't look at any of the more expensive styles from Manolo Blahnik or Christian Louboutin in this kind of simple style of shoe, just because I know that LK Bennett always has me covered. So definitely check out their shoes if you haven't already. I totally love these, and so if you were going to invest in a kind of nice pair of shoes, LK Bennett are definitely the ones to look out for, and in particular this style Floret, which is amazing. The next category is the special occasion bag, and for this I've chosen my Chanel Mini. I absolutely love this bag and I think it makes the perfect choice for a first evening occasional bag. So these aren't cheap at all. They have gone through quite a few price increases recently, so I think these now retail for about £1,800, but again I will list all the correct and proper information down below in the description bar. But for me, this is just so quintessentially Chanel. It has all the elements of the classic Chanel flap, but at a much cheaper cost. So when you compare this to the Chanel medium large flap, for example, it isn't that much smaller in size, and yet it's, I think, almost half the price. So I think the medium flap now retails for about $3,300, and obviously at $1,800 this is quite a bit cheaper. So this would definitely be my choice. I think it's totally gorgeous. I love all the little elements, and it also fits a surprising amount. So it may not look it, but I can fit in my zippy coin purse, my phone, my camera, sunglasses, everything that I would really need either for a day out or a night out. It's also very, very easily accessible. So, you know, just with a turn lock, very classic Chanel, and it just opens up. So I love this bag. I first fell in love with it when I saw it on Lauren Conrad, and I kind of made it one of my ambitions to get one, and since I bought it I haven't stopped using it. It's really my go-to evening bag now, just because it goes with everything, it's very easy to use, and I also don't have to worry about it. So I did buy mine in the Caviar leather, which I think is a great choice for a first designer bag, or even just a first Chanel piece. You can get it in the lambskin as well, which I think is equally if not more beautiful, but you do have to baby that a little bit more. So it's just up to you what your preference is. For me, Caviar was absolutely the right way to go for this particular bag for me, but either one is totally beautiful. So in terms of a first kind of special occasion bag, I don't think you could do much better than a Chanel Mini. On to my final category now, and that is accessories, and for this category I also went with Chanel, and I wanted to pick the brooch that I bought fairly recently just because I think this is such a lovely classic piece. So these do range quite a bit, so I think they start from about £300, they do go up in price, so it's a lot of money to spend on a piece of costume jewellery, but at the same time I think these are just so beautiful and classic, and I just love the look of them. More than that, they're also very versatile, so you can pin this on a jacket or a coat, a top, and it will just instantly elevate any outfit. You know, it's very glamorous, it's very chic and very timeless, and I just think it's totally lovely. So I got mine in just the kind of crystal design, but you can get them with pearls in all sorts of different designs and shapes. They do so many lovely ones, and I know a lot of people do have full-on collections of Chanel brooches. For me, I only have the one. I think that's more than enough for now, but I just love mine because it is so versatile and just such a pretty piece, which just makes any outfit feel very, very special. So whilst expensive, I do think you can get a lot of bang for your buck, especially if you wear it all the time. So I totally love this, and I would definitely recommend it as one of your first designer pieces. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you agree with my 5 picks, or if you want to suggest 5 of your own. I would love to hear what you guys would consider 5 essential pieces as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.